Threshold in 4 minutes. If leaders in the typical corporation communicated effectively with their people, there would be absolutely no need for Threshold to exist. But the evidence suggests that they don't. And we mean leaders at all levels, from the top to supervisors on the ground. Threshold's research with Pollster's YouGov shows that little more than a third to a half of employees feel that their line manager gives them honest feedback, just 45%, or talks through company plans and aims, just 29%, or genuinely listens to their concerns, just 40%, or encourages their input and involvement, just 39%. So to put it this way, if your company were a soccer team, only about 4 players feel that they're getting feedback, or being listened to, or being told where the company is headed, and what's expected of them. This is a real missed opportunity. Suppose for a second we were to just take those who are the most motivated and committed, in the psychologist jargon, those who put in the greatest discretionary effort. Suppose we pluck them out of the population as a whole and put them on our soccer team. Now, on average, the number who feel that they are being engaged and communicated with in this way leaps from just 4 to 9. The way you communicate with your people and the way your people communicate with each other can either create value or destroy value. One of our clients recently discovered that the extent to which managers were adopting our recommended communication practices predicted how well they performed against their service levels more strongly than their actual head count. It's not about the resources you throw at it. It's about the way people communicate. And training does make a difference. In this soccer team, the one with a high discretionary effort, at least 9 of the players say that their line managers are specifically supported with training in these areas. Threshold was set up by an economist with an interest in human beings, a leading acting coach with a background in psychology, and a clinical psychologist who really understands the science behind how we humans change behaviors. We learned that if we can create a sufficiently high-impact and memorable learning experience and follow this up with a series of repeatable practices, the new, more effective behaviors become habitualized. And the latest evidence from neuroscience is backing this up more and more. It literally changes the wiring of our brains. This is the technology of behavior change. This is Threshold. We take smart ideas from psychology, we bring them to life creatively, typically through theater and story. We get people to practice through bespoke role-playing. We call this putting them through the flight simulator. And then we give them the ongoing activities and practices to create effective habits. So, how do you make sure that you have a high discretionary effort soccer team and not the 4-man soccer team? Well, the evidence shows that you will need leaders at all levels who know how to work with humans. In other words, leaders who can drive performance in one-to-one relationships, which is why we developed honest performance conversations to focus on clarity around feedback, and subsequently honest development conversations to unlock potential. Leaders who have the personal impact and credibility to engage the team live and on their feet, which is why we developed the leader as communicator. Leaders who can lead their people through change, which is why we developed communicating change. You need leaders who really know how to show up when managing stakeholders, which is why we developed influencing and persuading, along with straight talk. Leaders who can really engage with customers and encourage colleagues to do the same, which is why we invented our approach to customer engagement. We have offices in London and Los Angeles to cover most time zones, because this stuff works, no matter the culture, across the world. Among others, these guys have benefited from what we do at Threshold: Aviva, the BBC, BP, Coca-Cola, Rolls-Royce, Pfizer, Novartis, Centrica, British Gas, and Direct Energy. Let's talk about how to work with humans. To learn more, go to thresholdamerica.com or threshold.co.uk.